Hey everyone, I'm RiggyRob and welcome back to Outer Wilds. So, last time, I think I made a bit of a fool of myself by doing some things that I didn't really engage my brain doing, and I feel like I have to redeem myself somewhat. I'll explain a little bit more when we get to them, but today is going to be exploring Ash Twin, Brittle Hollow, and Dark Bramble. And two of those places are things that I need to do properly. And yes, I think I ended up choking and suffocating last time, so that's why I'm going with the this time. So I think probably the best thing to do would be go to Ash Twin first, because that's like the thing that's clearest in my mind of, oh my god, how am I so stupid? But we'll go ahead and lock in the location. There we go. Lift off. And we can sort of chat as we go along once we escape the atmosphere of Timber Hearth. And I realized I kept calling it the orbit of Timber Hearth. It's not. You need to escape the atmosphere because that's what the gravity effect is happening. Now that I think about it, just seeing it go past the sun, we haven't actually been to the sun station yet. But I'm going to say it's probably pretty hard to do that without having a direct warp point. But I'm sure there are warp points, you know, in place. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Speed. Don't go into the sun. I'm going to go into the sun. Totally going to go into the sun. There we go. So I realized I said we need to go to Ash Twin, but I actually need to go through Ember Twin first, and then we'll go to Ash Twin. Because as you can probably tell at this point, we know that Ash Twin needs a bit of... I'm getting frisky with these landings here, aren't I? Yes, it takes some time for Ash Twin to be, you know, uncovered from all the ash. So I actually need to go to Ember Twin first to do the thing that I want to do on Ash Twin. But yeah, we just need to go ahead and go through the Sunless City. Like so. We don't need to bother with exploring the Sunless City anymore, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure we found everything we need to. Mainly the anglerfish thing that we found out, that they're blind, and that ties in a little bit to Dark Bramble, which I'll come on to when we get there eventually. But yes, I was watching back the footage when I was clipping it all together. I was like, oh my god, how am I so dumb at this? Like, it's one thing to be dumb at Baba Is You, because that is a game that is all about, you know, feeling like the answer's staring at you in the face, and it is, but the steps on how to get the answer are not necessarily, you know, immediately obvious. Whereas in this case, it kind of was immediately obvious. It's just my brain didn't turn on. So if you haven't guessed already, it's about the High Energy Lab. And I think, so since we have to, like, wait in the sand here, there is no way to get past this sand. Not even, you know, using full jetpack boost and timing your jumps correctly. It is just impossible. And in fact, I think I actually ended up dying once when I kept running into the cactus and getting a suit puncture, but not actually getting over the cactus and getting dragged down by the sand. So we actually do have to, like, be patient and wait for the sand to fill up. So we got a couple of minutes. But yes, the High Energy Lab is the thing that I need to redeem myself for. Let's get that out of the way. And if you haven't guessed already, it's about the warp cores. So, the warp cores, again, it's one of those things where when you're streaming, your concentration's not fully on the game. And it's even worse in the Outer Wild because there's a, you know, a time factor to keep in mind. It's still a 22-minute time factor, but it's one of those things like, oh, okay. I was astounded when I realized I had done this. Basically, when it came to the warp cores, I realized, watching it back, I was like, I was shooting the scout launcher into the wrong thing. I continually kept shooting the scout launcher into the white hole. And that's not how that works. Things go into the black hole and come out of the white hole. Because that's how the warp station works. Like, you fall into the black hole in Brittle Hollow, you come out at White Hole Station. You can't go back in to White Hole Station and come out at black hole in Brittle Hollow, because, you know, even if that did work, you'd get sucked back into the black hole and come out again. So yeah, I was like, oh my god, how did I, like... Funnily enough, the translations in the Nomai text actually tell you what's going to happen. And I had already guessed, like, the point of showing the black hole and white hole stuff is, in fact, to do a time reversal of some sort. So things go into the black hole, but come out of the white hole before going into the black hole. But I didn't actually visually show that. And that kind of annoyed me, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a dumb thing to do. Also, I forgot that this took a while to fill up. No wonder I died last time, like, getting too impatient. I didn't realize it took almost half a tank of oxygen to get through this bit. Although, to be fair, maybe they're not expecting you to book it straight to Ember Twin and then find the secret entrance into Sunless City. Although, if you don't find the shortcut, then you don't actually have enough time to get to this area, I don't think. I mean, it could, if you know, like, if you know the exact route through the caves and then go as quick as you can, drop to the floor, come here, you might have enough time. But yeah, even when it's this rate, you can't jump over the sand. You literally have to wait for the sand to cover the cacti, and then you can safely cross over it. And even saying that, I still managed to puncture my suit. So yeah, fun times. But we're here, made it through. 3 minutes of oxygen remaining, that's fine, because it doesn't really matter. I think also my experience of this cave was coloured by the fact that I could see the sand filling up to the ceiling, and I was like getting very close to being crushed. And I had been crushed before, so that was not a fun experience. Okay, so through here. Again, that's an exit, so we don't need to worry about getting sucked up there. We cross over this bridge, of course we do, so let's speed this up a little bit. Okay. Slow it down. Alright, let's time this properly. So... Okay, there we go. Made it. And we fill up his oxygen and fuel. So yeah, here is the things to do with the warp core. So I'm going to put this on. Open the viewport. Let's go ahead and take a white core out. Put a white core in. Oh, that didn't actually put it in. Put it in. Take a black core out. Put that in. So that creates the black hole and white hole core. Last time, I was shooting the launch scouter thing right into the white hole bit. And this obviously does not work, as I mentioned. You shoot it into the black hole, and it comes out of the white hole. Like, I don't know why my brain just stopped for that. Plus, the black hole actually sucks the scout launcher even if you launch it a little bit, like, not directly accurate. But the real, like, twist to this is the fact that if you redirect the energy from the high energy lab to where these warp cores are, like so, summon the scout launcher back, you shoot the scout launcher towards the black hole, it comes out of the white hole before it goes in. So I already knew this through the translated text writings, but seeing it in person is actually a big factor. It's like, oh, this actually does work. So yeah, there you go. There is the scout coming out of the white hole before going into the black hole. So that's one thing I needed to redeem myself for. We've got a few more things to explore on Ash Twin, as I mentioned. To be honest, at this point, I don't know how much of Ash Twin's actually uncovered. I'm skipping all this text because I'm pretty sure I've read it all. Plus, time technically should stop when I'm reading it. So, let's go ahead and open this door and we'll see how Ash Twin's doing. If Ash Twin isn't full gone, as in there's still a lot of ash on it, then we might just head back to the ship and read some ship log stuff, because time does pass when you're reading the ship logs. Can't see where Ash Twin is. Where is it? On the dark side of the planet at the moment. Alright, ship is 300 meters that way. Where is Ash Twin? That's Timber Hearth. Is it literally on the other side of the planet? There it is, okay. Yeah, you can see that the towers haven't really uncovered yet, so we're going to head back to the ship. Try not to, you know, fall out of the atmosphere, because It's fun doing, like, low gravity jumping to, like, cross over the planets and everything, but you do have to be careful about your fuel when you do that, so... Take it nice and slow. So, yeah. So I reckon we've got maybe 4 or 5 minutes to fill before enough sand comes off Ash Twin for us to explore it properly. So we'll go ahead and jump into here, and we'll have a look at the ship log. So let's go into room mode because it's easy to see things we haven't explored yet. So this is the ruptured core of the Interloper. So they found the 2 missing members of the Nomai shuttle crew near a large ruptured stone that looks like it exploded from the inside. The Nomai traced the strange energy readings to a spherical stone casing filled with some sort of exotic matter. They determined the exotic matter was both lethal and under extreme pressure. If the stone were to rupture, the exotic matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. One of the Nomai stayed behind to examine the alien matter, while the other rushed back to the surface to warn the rest of the Nomai. But, as we know, they didn't actually make it. So that's pretty sad, unfortunately. So let's remove the HUD marker there. So that was the Interloper. Let's go ahead and read some stuff about Brittle Hollow. Although, this is actually Sunless City, isn't it? So, Nomai children used to play a game here. One player was the anglerfish and wore a blindfold. The rest of the children, the little fish, lined up against one wall. When the anglerfish said go, the little fish had to sneak across to the other side. The blindfold rule was added because the real anglerfish are blind. The adult Nomai were delighted to see the children incorporate their research into the game's rules. Okay, so this is to do with Brittle Hollow. The Nomai constructed a temporary settlement beneath their crashed escape pod. The Nomai worked together to recall an eye-shaped signal they encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal was somehow older than the universe itself. The Nomai decided to call it the Eye of the Universe. The Nomai abandoned the settlement over growing concerns about its stability. And, of course, there is more to explore here. So, we can put that onto the HUD marker. Because there's more to explore because we haven't actually found a lot to do with the Hanging City. So they decided to migrate from the old settlement to the northern glacier. They used gravity crystals to craft a stable path beneath the surface. There's a huge Nomai city just to the north of Rybek's campsite. Now, if I remember correctly, Rybek's campsite is actually, like, way below surface level. So, it's interesting there's more to do in the Sunless City itself, though. A Nomai city built into the walls of a huge underground cavern. The city is divided vertically into 4 districts. The Nomai debated building a sun station in order to power the Ash Twin project. Several Nomai opposed its construction, arguing that failure could result in the destruction of the solar system. The Nomai traveled to the solar system in pursuit of a signal from something older than the universe itself. They named the source of the signal the Eye of the Universe. Let's put that on for the time being, because let's see. What does that actually do? It just tells us where the Sunless City is and how far away it is. Okay, that's fair enough. And the Sunless City there links to the Sun Station, which is the thing that we haven't properly explored yet. So they debated building a Sun Station in order to power the Ash Twin project. The Nomai built something called the Sun Station, but not everyone supported its construction. And the Ash Twin Towers, there's way more to explore, which is what we're going to do in a minute. Especially with the whole Ash Twin project. The central chamber inside Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. The Nomai planned to construct technology capable of producing a 22-minute negative time interval on Ash Twin. So, in theory, this means you go to Ash Twin, use the warp stations to travel to all the different planets, and then somehow maybe reverse the supernova and the explosion of ghost matter in Interloper? Every memory recorded by a Nomai statue is transmitted to a corresponding storage unit within Ash Twin. So when we explore Ash Twin, we should, in theory, be able to explore more of the memories that we, help us piece things together. Because there's a statue workshop. So the Nomai statues were designed to pair with a single user, record their memories, and send those memories to a storage unit within Ash Twin project. Each storage unit inside the Ash Twin project was equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which could then send the stored memories back to the corresponding user. The statues were only to activate once the Ash Twin project succeeded, or in the event that it failed. This doesn't really make sense to me, because the failure would be at the time the supernova goes off. But that might be the success of it, actually, now I think about it. And yes, this thing lights here. So the designs on the Ash Twin equator, high energy lab is what we were just at. So yeah, let's have a look at Ash Twin now. See how much is gone. I suppose it's actually easier to do it in the ship, isn't it? So where is Ash Twin? there's a little bit unearthed. Match velocity with Ash Twin. We want to make sure we don't get sucked in by the sand thing. So let's go ahead. See, it seems like the sand gets sucked in, the ash gets sucked in following like the equator line. So you can't just go ahead and stick the ship on like these rocky edges because it'll get sucked up eventually. And then you'll get stranded if you don't go towards, you know, Ember Twin. So I think, actually, even though I've said that, if I can find a way to land the ship indoors, or at least underneath a bridge archway, that might be a good way of trying to make sure the ship stays kind of still. So I just need to move a little bit closer. Let's try there. See how that does. Okay. For all I know, the ship's going to get sucked up no matter what, and that might not actually help, but worth a try. So we got one Nomai traveler body here. We have a black hole core here, which would imply that this is one half of a warp station point. There's nothing to do here, just the body. But there is an opening for a scroll here, and there is another black hole core there. So we might be able to find a scroll somewhere and read its contents. Ooh, what was that? Oh, that's the... Oh, that was the sand sucking me in. Right. I'm curious. Does this suck me in even inside a building? Well, it's a good thing to put the ship there, isn't it? Cool. I'm glad that works. Alright, we'll let it pass over. Okay. Don't go too far. Ooh. Alright, good. So, can I go through the gap here? No, okay. That's fine. That makes sense. So, in that case, I actually want to go above this way. And the lack of gravity will help me out here. So... That's the other way. This goes to the top. Top of the tower. Aha, there's the scroll. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the scroll. So pick up the scroll. Let's just drop down. Try walking through here. Is there anything on this side? Just the warp core. Okay. Fair enough. Let's read this, shall we? So, insert, and translate. Friends visiting from the Hanging City, we are planning the Ash Twin project at the High Energy Lab on Ember Twin's equator. I became lost on Ember Twin, my gratitude that Raimi found me, but the High Energy Lab is the building with the large solar panels. I'm surprised I didn't see it. I imagine our otherwise immensely clever Kanoi would lose his own head if it weren't anatomically impossible. Okay, so nothing really special there. I'm going to make sure we fuel up again before we head off to explore the equator some more, because, like I said, fuel disappears quickly. Okay, so we're on the equator of Ash Twin, and we're just going to follow the bridge along, do a complete circuit of the globe, and we'll see if there's anything of value. So that's locked. Well, it's not locked, it's more... You can't open the door. And there's definitely something inside there. So it's possible... Ooh. Oh, you just go the other side. Alright, that blocks up that. Is there a way to... Doesn't seem possible to squeeze through that gap, but it might be. We'll give it a go in a minute. Some time has passed since I checked in with you, Pi. How are you, Adea, progressing with the Sun Station plans? Presently, my assessment is that our plan will either fail explosively or succeed explosively. Pa, you know I don't find that funny. How curious, Raimi thinks I'm a gas, and don't recall requesting that you monitor this conversation, Adea. I don't see what state of matter you are has to do with this, and I don't recall supporting the Sun Station's construction, but here we are. So we've actually already read this. Hypothesis, time spent away from the station would be beneficial to you both. I'm immensely interested in testing your hypothesis, Yarrow. That at least we can agree on. So, is there a way... Squeeze through Guess not. One way might be to have enough sand to cover up the cacti, but... Oh, that is the way. If the sand covers the cacti, you can actually walk over it and go all the way inside. So you have to do that. Hello, Reaper! Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? Don't get sucked in. So I actually have to come here a bit earlier to find out how to get through that gap there. Okay. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'd miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. I don't know who sings that song, but I know that's a classic one. How are you doing today, Reaper? Thanks for joining. Right, I'm going to try not to die. Okay. So, 2 travelers here. Another black hole core there. Above us. What's above us? There was a circular path on this one, isn't there? Interesting. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Need to be careful about using my jetpack booster too much. But, yeah, okay. So there's nothing on top, as it were. Alright. Well, because Ash Twin sucks up... The ash is being sucked up from Ash Twin. We can always head backwards to the center of the equator and go down. Let's see what's over here. Got a place to walk on there. Another black hole core. Okay. Let's walk on the walls a bit. So... Aha. Ooh, how do I read that? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay. Here's our first delivery, Yarrow. 1 warp core fresh from the Black Hole Forge. Root is installing this core's sibling on Brittle Hollow as I write this. My gratitude, Clary. With this, the Ash Twin project is underway. I wish I could wait here for you to arrive, but the Forge and my unfinished work there is calling, and I'll return with more materials soon. I confess I'm deeply curious about what you and Poke found on the Whitehall station that started this project. Could I visit sometime to learn more? I recommend you do. The Whitehall station is the model for the towers being built for the Ash Twin project, so a visit to the station would be doubly useful. So if you haven't already been to Whitehall station, this is kind of, you know, the example of what to do. Even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream would never do. I'd still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. Don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith. It's a song from Armageddon. Okay. More precisely, I would like to visit the Whitehall station with you, Clary. Ooh, there's even more. Yarrow, stop using the scroll wall to flirt with my sister. In romantic matters, her density rivals a neutron star. And go and meet her on the Whitehall station. I'd be happy to explain our findings. Aww. How nice of them. Romantic feeling. Oh, I'm getting caught up here. Wow, I thought I would have more time. That's actually heading backwards. Right. So there wasn't anything through... Oh, I could have just walked through the gap. Never mind. How much more have I got time to do? Can slam into a wall. We've got something here. Black hole core, it looks like. Okay. Right. Open this door. Does that just open the other side? Is there anything else in this room? There's a thing here. Supernova? Supernova! Woo! Ta-da! Accept death! There we go. Oh, I guess it has been about 20 minutes or so yeah. Chat covering the I Don't Want to Miss a Song from Aerosmith. It was magical. Yeah. Oh, that was nice. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Ollie. How is the channel rebrand going? Obviously, last time you had your name all set up. Have you changed any of the, like, graphics or, I guess, overlays and stuff like that? Because if you're not an alien anymore, chances are you don't need an alien logo. Okay, so another dawn, another day. Obviously, the Sunless City will have disappeared from our HUD marker. To be honest, I think I'm probably just going to head straight to Ash Twin, though. Because I'm curious about that cacti floor thing that we need to have sand to walk over. But I'll also need to find it as well. And we didn't actually manage to explore the entirety of Ash Twin, even with going to the equator. So, that's the one. That's what we want. Ollie is not alien anymore. No, they've gone through a channel rebrand. Mainly because of, you know, human readability. Aliens GT was not the easiest name to pronounce and spell and find. And I think Ollie versus everything fits more as well, you know? People were calling him Ali or Ollie, and it's like, well, yeah, that's a good point. Just, hang on, that's the wrong one. Ash Twin. Ash Twin. There we go. So yeah, hopefully that's all been going okay for you. Do I risk trying to go to the sun station? And yes, we have a cat making a guest appearance now. Alright, let's match velocity. Alright. Yeah, it's too risky to go towards the sun station. That's going to bounce around. There we go. Ta-da! Well, again, we've got a bit of time, so we can read through more of the ship's log stuff. Oh, there we go. We found a new thing about the Black Hole Forge. The Nomai crafted warp cores at the Black Hole Forge before delivering them to Ash Twin. Well, where is the Black Hole Forge? The White Hole Station was used as a model for these towers, which were built for the Ash Twin project. Huh, so I guess, technically I do want to head more towards the Sunless City than other places, but oh well. So this is all focused around Brittle Hollow, Hanging City, Sunless City. Again, I'm not sure what means. Hey, Rhyme Up is now following us on Twitch. One of us. One of us. Thank you very much for that, Rhyme Up. In fact, let's go ahead and use the emotes because we can. One of us. One of us. Thank you very much for that, Rhyme Up. So, yes, I was about to say, I'm not sure what the color coding is for grey stuff. Like, grey stuff here is all related to the interloper, but that's completely separate to everything else. Here, the Sunless City is directly tied to the Sun Station, which is Ember Twin, Ash Twin. But then there's also the Escape Pod 2, which is on Brittle Hollow. But the Anglerfish Fossil also is on Ember Twin. So I'm not sure what the color coding thing is. Like, purple is pretty clearly all to do with gravity cannon / quantum moon stuff. And we still got plenty to do in the quantum caves. But yeah. And this is all related to Giant's Deep. So, oh, we need to go back to the construction yard as well, because we haven't finished off that. Never actually found it last time. I was going to try and find it. And again, Reaper has redeemed the Make Me Dab for 500 channel points. So, there we go. Alright, how much time has passed? There should be a bit of time, right? How are we doing? I suppose I should probably land the ship on a tower so I can see things better. Go ahead and lift off. Alright, yeah, this'll do. Ooh. Come on. Ooh. You know what? I should probably use landing mode a bit more because it is very clear I do not use it enough. Alright. Let go. Unbuckle. The ship's just bouncing around, I think. There we go. Alright. So it's landed, and we've got an easy way to get back in if we need to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. The game is stuck. Ooh, the game is frozen on stream. I've not had that happen before. Let's see. Let's pause the game. That should pause the time interval. That's interesting. I've never had that happen before. Properties. Deactivate. Activate. That's odd. Wonder what happened there.